name's JC Jester, and I'm from Centerpoint High School's class of 2017. And one of the teachers who really impacted my life was Ms. Tucker. In the classroom, you have always just shown this honest care for each student, and you just show each one of them this kindness and this compassion that you just pour into them, and it really does make a difference, and it's noticeable. So for me specifically, it really started my junior year when at the beginning of the year I was just exhausted, and academically I was drowning, and really spiritually I was lost. And so day by day I would come and I would sit in your classroom, and I remember that we would just have these conversations that at the time would just seem so meaningless, but I mean, little did me and you both know that you were changing my life, and that's something that I'm so thankful for now. So I just wanted to say thank you, Ms. Tucker, for all of those encouraging words and all the kindness that you gave to me, and I really hope you see the impact that you've made on my life.
When I think about my time at Centerpoint High School and just being a student there, I'm so thankful for all the teachers and the coaches and all the staff that was there when I was so great, and I was so blessed. But someone that really comes to mind is Ms. Tucker. She really prepared me for college. Being a science-related major, I was going to have to take really hard biology classes coming in, and then chemistry. And actually I had to take chemistry right out of high school, my first semester as a freshman. And I was in there with a lot of older students, and it was really scary. And I actually ended up making one of the best grades in the class just because not only was she a great teacher, she was someone I could go to and talk to. I could really talk to her about another great memory with Miss Tucker was just prom committee. Her and Miss Sims, they both worked so hard every year to make sure it looks perfect, and they really don't get enough credit for how much work they put into that. And every single person that coached me or taught me, you are making a difference, and keep doing what you do because it is important.
One teacher that has been a huge influence on my life, not only in high school but to this day, would have to be Mr. Finley. I was a more hands-on student, and I enjoyed his shop classes. And I think that's something that every student should have to do, is a shop class. But outside of that, he encouraged me to participate in a contest for public speaking. That was greatly outside of my comfort zone, but it really helped me out so much, and I think that's a skill that's going to carry me forever. I remember sitting in his office during activity time my senior year, working on ACT stuff, scholarship applications, and preparing workshops for running for state office. And spending that time with him, he encouraged me to be a better person. He encouraged me to go out and pursue my dreams, whatever they were, big or small. I think that what he's doing is helping students each and every day. And I hope that he knows that what he's doing really impacts students. Keep doing what you're doing.
I just want to thank Coach Harless for being a great mentor, a great role model, and for always believing in me.
Hi, my name is Stephen Fowler, and I graduated from Centerpoint in 2013. And man, there are a lot of great teachers at Centerpoint. Some that I'm so thankful to have been taught by that were very positive influences on my life. But Coach Owens is somebody that I spent a lot of time with and learned a lot of things from. He's somebody that you step foot in the gym, you never knew if he was having a good day or a bad day. It didn't matter because he was always the same fun-loving, energetic Coach Owens that you could always find. So for me, his positive outlook, his positive attitude on life is something that I've tried to implement into my life because he's been very successful. He's hardworking, he's driven, but he has fun doing it. And for me, that's important because you can have all the success in life, but if you're not having fun, then what's the point? That's a trait that I learned from him that is so important, one of the most important things. So thank you to Coach Owens, but thank you to all the teachers at Centerpoint because you do have very positive impacts on all of our lives, and we can never repay you for that. So thank you very much.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I know you love these in-service things, so I'll try to make this really short and quick. My name's Tiffany White. I was Tiffany Samuel whenever I went there, and I graduated in 2010. And whenever I graduated, I went on to college, and now I have 2 master's degrees. And I attribute that to my Centerpoint education wholeheartedly. I mean, academically, I was absolutely prepared. But those are not the things that made my high school career so enjoyable. Those are not the things that I really remember. Like, I'm sorry, Miss Tucker, I don't really remember anything that we learned in AP Biology, but I do remember going to the water and doing samples, doing real life hands-on
I
remember Coach Holt and Coach Bright not just teaching us the fundamentals of basketball, but the fundamentals of life. Being Centerpoint Night is something more than just academics. It's the teachers going the extra mile, and it's the students coming out. The hardest time of my life, the people who were there in my Centerpoint family. Even though I had moved on and gone on, and it wasn't your duty to do that. I just want to tell you thank you for all that you do. And have fun at this in-service. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Marlise Murguia. For those that don't know me, I am an alumni from Centerpoint High School. I actually graduated in the year 2011. Just real quick, I would like to give a quick shout out to a few teachers. Miss Tucker, Miss Sutton, Coach Mounts, or Mr. Mounts, Principal Mounts. I don't know if you guys are watching this, but I just want to thank you. I can't thank you enough for what you guys did for me. You guys went above and beyond what a teacher should do. I'll never forget a conversation that I had with Miss Tucker and Miss Sutton. I don't know if you guys even remember this. With Miss Tucker and Miss Sutton, we were actually setting up. We weren't even in the classroom. We were setting up for prom. It was my junior year, and we were just talking about life and about the future and where we were going. And you guys gave the most amazing, most sound advice that a 16, maybe 17-year-old girl could hear at the time. It impacted my life so much that now I share that story, not just share that story, I share that advice with younger girls. And thank you for that. You'll never know what that moment did for me. Coach Mounts, never thought I'd be thanking you for this, but remember those paragraphs that you used to make us write about having a good attitude, and every time we had a bad attitude or we were smart about something, you would make us write. Thank you for that. Thank you. You'll never understand how much that meant to me, because it just goes to show that you cared. You cared about me having a good heart. You cared about me having a good attitude towards my elders. You cared about me becoming a Miss Tucker and Miss Sutton, and even Coach Mounts. You guys cared about me becoming the young lady that I need to become, the successful lady that I need to become. And I know that teaching can be hard. I know that being in a classroom with 20 different personalities, with students that need attention in different areas of their life, I know that it can be difficult and it can be hard, but don't get tired. Don't get tired. Don't grow weary, because your yes to giving us a better education, your yes to giving us a successful life, and your yes to making our future better makes a difference. It says, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of a blessing if we do not give up. So don't give up. Don't give up, because your yes to teaching made a difference in my life, and I know that it continues to become a blessing to other students. So thank you for that. I love you guys, and don't give up.
At Centerpoint, so when asked to do this video, I couldn't really just pick one, because there were so many who I really looked up to and appreciated everything they did. One of them was Tanya Harrison. She was a great teacher, and also she was a great role model, and she really helped me through a lot of hard times in high school. And I spent many lunch periods in her classroom just talking, and she helped me through a lot. Another would be Rita Reisner. She is just great, and who doesn't love Nurse Rita? So she helped me through a lot also. I'm surprised she's not a counselor by now, because I'm pretty sure she could be one. She counseled me a lot, and it helped a lot. And then lastly, Joanna Sutton. I mean, who else could you call to come pick you up if you were unable to drive? But Miss Sutton would have done it, and I'm pretty sure everyone knew that. But every teacher at Centerpoint was great and deserves a shout out, but those three definitely stuck out in my mind, and I'm really thankful for everything they did for me. Well, I have to finish packing because I have to be on a carrier in about 4 hours, so good luck in the school year.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Richardson. The teacher that really went above and beyond for me would have had to have been Coach Mouse. He was my journalism advisor, and he really let me become independent. He was the first teacher that I had that made me feel like my ideas mattered and my creativity mattered. But at that point in time, Centerpoint didn't offer anything beyond a Journalism 1. And we were going to conferences and we were going to conventions and we were taking home awards, and I fell in love with journalism. That I could still be on the newspaper staff, even though they didn't offer anything beyond journalism. And he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to figure out a way for me to be able to stay on the newspaper staff, but he did it. And he did it because I was able to compete and take home 2 major awards from the state for journalism. And I was also able to get myself on the Centerpoint Hall of Fame because of it. And I will forever be grateful that a teacher cared enough to fight for me and to give me the opportunity that the school didn't offer at the time. I never had a teacher do that for me before. I never had a teacher care that much before, and it mattered, and it still matters to this day. And my best memories of high school are all centered around journalism, and I have to thank Coach Mounts for that, because none of it would have been possible without that. I hope all of the teachers have a great school year this year. Thank you.
Hello, Centerpoint. My name's Sarah Prince, and I graduated in 2010. I just wanted to give a big thanks to Miss Benjamin and Mr. Finley for helping me make it this far in life. As anyone who's ever spent more than 5 minutes in Glenwood knows, there's not a lot of opportunity for new experiences or meeting new people. But through Quiz Bowl, I was able to have both. Going to tournaments, I was able to meet new people who finally shared my interest, and I was able to develop lifelong friendships through my teammates. More than that, Miss Benjamin taught me how to actually study, and that's become an invaluable skill now that I'm finishing up my training to become an airline pilot here in Portland. Thank you also to Mr. Finley for running such an amazing woodshop program and just being a great teacher. Whenever I was having trouble in life, school, whatever, I'd always tell my teachers, hey, I've got a project I've got to finish up down the hill, and they'd let me go. Mr. Finley was always there with good advice, new skills, a new project, and most importantly, he just gave me space to work out whatever I was going through by power tools. So thank you so much to Miss B for my new home, and for Mr. Finley for my home away from home. I hope you guys have a wonderful new school year, and go Knights!
My favorite teacher would definitely have to be Mr. Martin. He went above and beyond his teacher duties by studying algebra my 9th grade year so he could stay after school with me every single day and help me pass.
When I think about somebody who has impacted my life at Centerpoint, I can't narrow it down to one person, because so many people at Centerpoint has impacted my life in a positive way, somehow. Whether it be Mr. Finley in Agra, to Coach Mounts in yearbook, to Miss Sutton, Miss Tucker, my Aunt Laura. Who doesn't know my Aunt Laura? She has the biggest heart ever. Or even to the coaches. All those coaches care so much about everybody, and they have shaped me into the person I am today. But Centerpoint really is blessed with a bunch of great teachers who really care, not just about the education, but about the kids themselves. They care. They carry that home with them. I live with a teacher, my mom. How could I forget about my mom? She not only shaped me, but she raised me into who I am today. But she really does care deeply about her job and the students that are at the school. And I think that I'm just blessed to have grown up at Centerpoint, because all the teachers really have the biggest hearts.
My name is Emily Plyler, and I was in Centerpoint's graduating class of 2011. I was asked to reach out and talk about my time at Centerpoint and about a teacher who impacted my life during that time. And if I'm being totally honest, I really struggled with this question, because there were several teachers who truly contributed to the molding of who I am today, whether that contribution was in the classroom or through the athletics that I participated in. But I'm a research scientist at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and I do research in the genomics laboratory in the computational biology department. And when I think about my career and the milestones that led me to my job here at St. Jude, the first word that comes to my mind is character. And I say this because I wasn't hired because of my accomplishments or because I had the highest GPA during undergrad. I was hired because of my character and my confidence in knowing that I could successfully fulfill St. Jude's mission through my research, and in knowing that I could be a healthy and contributing member to my research team and colleagues. And I'm so proud to say that Centerpoint and its faculty play a major role in the development of my character and that confidence that I carry with me each and every day. And these personal qualities were really tested and questioned during my time at Centerpoint. And when I acknowledge who and what really pulled me out of it and helped me overcome those setbacks, it was Coach Kevin Owens and his desire to never give up on me and to constantly remind me of who I was and who I was really capable of being. And I could focus on sports, more specifically golf, because it was through golf that he was really able to get through to me. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that it wasn't about the game, and it wasn't necessarily my golf skills that were developing, but rather I was laying a foundation of somebody that I am so proud to call myself today. And you will never be able to convince me that Coach Owens didn't know exactly what he was doing when he took the time to invest in me and to knock me around when I needed that reality check. And it brings me nothing but happiness to be able to film this and to reach out to you guys and to say, hey, keep up the great work, because my memories at Centerpoint are truly some of the fondest that I will always carry with me. And I know that y'all are going to keep up the great work and educate future classes just like y'all educated me. And I am so proud to say that I am and always will be a Centerpoint Knight.
Hello, my name is Gerald Palmer. I'm the senior pastor at Glenwood First Church of the Nazarene, but I'm also a very, very proud graduate of Centerpoint High School, class of 2007. It's been a while since I walked through the halls of Centerpoint High School as a student, but one of the things that really has stuck with me through all of these years, there's one moment that I remember out on the football field one day during practice. You know, something was said, and I reacted kind of immaturely, I guess. And I had said some things to one of my coaches that wasn't right and very disrespectful in retrospect. But anyway, by the time it was all said and done, I had ended up quitting the football team, walking off the field, and had no intentions of returning. My retirement was extremely short-lived because, needless to say, as soon as my parents figured out what I'd done, we were on a straight track to make amends. There to apologize, something that can be extremely difficult for a teenager to do, and let alone a teenage boy to do, to admit that he's wrong. I asked permission to be back on the football team. None of the coaches had a problem with it. The coach that I'd said the unkind things to, who I was disrespectful to, he says, we want you back on the team. We're glad to have you back on the team, but there's got to be some disciplinary actions that we're going to have to take. Needless to say, days to come were probably not the easiest days that I had to endure as a football player. I remember when I got finished, and this is the memory that has been burned in my mind in a good way. But I remember beforehand I was upset. I was feeling kind of hateful and a lot of resentment for the coach who was making me do this because I didn't feel like I deserved it. I remember walking back up to the field house, or starting to walk back up to the field house, and the coach actually walked up behind me, put his arm around me, and he said, Palmer, he said, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. And in that moment, hatred, the discontent, everything, it was gone. Because in that moment, I felt like he was being as real could be, and he was being sincere. From that moment on, it was a totally different relationship, because he took just a little bit of time in that moment to really kind of express to me his heart. Like I said, I played football my whole life. I was just an average kid just going through the motions of life. I never was really that good, but after that point, everything changed. My respect for him and the other coaches on the staff. By the time I graduated high school, I'd received a few different awards. and and it was amazing. It was a complete switch between like night and day, all because a teacher or a coach had merely took just a little bit of time out of their day and made it real. And that's something that a lot of teenagers, I feel like, really kind of need nowadays, because they see a lot of fake stuff. Guys, y'all are in an amazing position to make lifelong differences for these students. Teenagers can be pretty harsh. They can be pretty mean, they can be disrespectful and all this other stuff. But truth be told, they really just need somebody, because in the moment, they don't realize everything that they're doing. If that coach hadn't done what he did, I'm not sure I would be in the same place that I am today. And Coach Mounts, you'll always be my friend, and I thank you for taking that brief moment just to let me know how proud you were, and and the sincerity of it was special, and I appreciate it, and it's helped shape me into who I am today. I'm very proud. Thank you. Go Knights.
Hey guys, my name is Garrett Whitley, Centerpoint graduate of 2012. The coaching staff, to the general classroom teachers, to the support staff, all of y'all made such a huge impact on my life that it's hard for me just to pick one. So I picked two. I just limited to two today. The first one, I'll kind of let you guess. When she first started at Centerpoint School District, she was at the elementary school in Glenwood, and I remember being her kickstand during car duty, and she would always joke around with me and talk about how I was short and all this stuff, and just made my day. And then she followed me up to high school and was my civics and economics teacher, my U.S. history teacher. And when I got to high school, she turned into my kickstand. But she's such a great teacher, great lady. I was so honored to be a part of her classroom. And as many as you can guess, it's Miss Joanna Sutton. The things that she taught me inside the classroom and outside the classroom, still today, I carry those principles into my classroom. As a teacher in Camden Fairview School District, I now know why she was so hard on me sometimes. But I was honored to be a part of her classroom. The second teacher is Miss Frankie Driggers. She sadly passed away a few years ago. But she made such a huge impact on my life. And for those of y'all that didn't get to meet her, she is such a special woman and special teacher. And I was grateful to be a part of her class. For some reason, I got put in ISS. I'm not really sure why. But those few days that I was in ISS were probably some of the best days that I needed them. She taught me that, to pretty much stop being a knucklehead and pass down some life lessons to me that I try to carry on to my kids today. Both of these ladies, for some reason, if I did something dumb in class or was messing up, Mom knew about it before I got home. But I'm very grateful because they made such a huge impact on my life. And y'all do, all of you teachers in Centerpoint School District, make an impact on kids' lives every day. Y'all are the true superheroes and rock stars. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Campbell. I was formerly Kaylee Ray. I graduated in the class of 2011. My former band director, Mr. He never had an unkind word to say about any of his students. He worked with us diligently. He was patient. Every one of my classmates who are in band with me still talk to this day about how awesome you were and how great of a time that we had. You always saw potential in everybody that came through, not just freshmen that came in. You were always working with them patiently, and everyone. There were long, hot summer days. During summer band practice, we had long nights traveling back and forth. There were also times that we pushed the limit way too far with you, but you always made sure that we enjoyed ourselves and that we had a great time. One thing that I will always remember about you is that you always treated us like adults. You never made us feel any less because we were your students. You treated everyone with the same respect. Thank you for making the biggest impact on me during my time at graduating in December with my nursing license. All of my instructors have complimented me on my leadership skills, and I really feel like I owe all of that to you and for taking the time to invest in me and seeing potential in me. And so for that, thank you.
Hi, I'm Ilona Barton, and I graduated from Centerpoint in 2011. Throughout my time at Centerpoint, I had so many great teachers, but somebody that I feel went above and beyond the call of duty would have to be Coach Mounts. He was my 7th grade English teacher as well as the yearbook advisor my senior year. That year, I became the editor, and I was not a great editor by any means. But Coach Mounts pushed me, he motivated me, and he made me believe that I was the best. I feel like students typically rise to your expectations. If you let them believe that they can't do something, then they're not going to. But if you make them believe that they can, then they will. And I did. Coach Mounts believed in me, and he nominated me to be the yearbook editor of the year. So I rose to those expectations, and I was named the 2011 yearbook editor of the year in our convention in Rogers. That's not something that I could have accomplished on my own. That took a lot of hard work and dedication on his part, and I'm so thankful for that. Something that he always said that has stuck with me was, good enough is neither good nor enough. That's something that I've tried to apply throughout my life, as a wife, as a mom, and as a teacher. I strive to never settle to be good enough. My students deserve my very best, and yours do too. Thank you.
This is John Brian Kirksey from the class of 2013. There's one individual that will never forget his first group of 8th graders, and that's Mr. Jerry Finley. I'm pretty sure there's horror stories that could be told. You should ask him about those. But Mr. Finley, I just want to say thank you for going above and beyond the call of duty for your students and for your FFA program. You had some awesome projects in the shop, and it's great getting to see you create new ones. But most importantly, I want to say thank you for pushing me to my limits that I didn't know even existed. And it's a result of where I am today because of your actions, and I want to thank you for that.
I'm honored today to talk about a Centerpoint teacher who went above and beyond the call of duty for me. There are many coaches, teachers, and staff at Centerpoint who go above and beyond the call of duty every day and who work hard to make the learning experience better for each and every student. One such teacher is Miss Sutton. She motivated me to reach my full potential and encouraged me to be a better person every day. I appreciate Miss Sutton and thank her very much for all she's done for me. And to all the CHS staff, go Knights.
My name is Eric Brown. I graduated from Centerpoint in 2015, and I wanted to start this video off by thanking every single one of the teachers there. You guys are amazing, and a lot of y'all are underappreciated, and I just want to thank you for putting up with me and my class, and just from the bottom of my heart, thank you. But with that said, I really want to thank one person in particular, and that would be Coach Owens. And this is because he's probably the person that I've spent the most time with at Centerpoint. I played golf, and so from the summertime in June, July, I was with him all the way through golf season, football season, basketball season most of the times. And Coach, you know, we've had some really good laughs and good jokes, and it's just always a good time. But really, you had expectations for me and players, and you made sure that they were met, and you let us know if you didn't think that we were acting right or living up to the expectations. And I know that you're just trying to make us all better people, and I just really want to thank you for that. And I really appreciate everything that you did for me, and you're always a positive influence in my life, and you're a good guy, and I'm really glad that I spent as much time with you as I did. And like I said, I just want to thank every one of the teachers at Centerpoint because they're all great.
Hi Centerpoint teachers, I just want to start off by saying each one of you touch so many lives every day, and you may not know the role or significance you're making on each and every one of your students, even the ones that don't tell you. You're affecting them one way or another. I was in your classroom, just a difficult, rebellious, stubborn, and sassy 3rd grade tomboy student who hated to read and in general school. But you, Kathy Sanders, Miss Sanders, you managed to break through my walls, and you saw more in me than I ever could. You saw a kind, compassionate, and capable little girl. Third grade was a hard year for me because it was the year I lost my sister. I look back at that year, and to be honest, it's just one big blur. But what I do recall is your kind voice and your loving hugs helped me whenever I needed someone, just to get through my day. You always reminded me that everything would be okay, me and you loved me through everything. And you reminded me that I was loved and that I know that I'm one of many students who absolutely adore you. But please know that you definitely impacted a life. You've impacted my life. Your influence on me has left a lasting impression. Thank you for being a part of my childhood. Thank you for your support, your concern, kindness, patience, empathy, and your belief in me. With love and appreciation, a former student, Adela Hernandez.
My name is Chase Beebe. Graduated in 2014 from Centerpoint. Obviously, like the coaches had a big impact on my life, teaching me about the game, teaching me about life through sports and everything. That was just huge for me. But aside from that, because sports were just a part of, like, just a small part of the day. Whenever we show up at 8 o'clock, I might have showed up a little later than that, but and everyone just such a huge impact. I would, as soon as I get to school, I'd walk through the front doors, and the ladies at the desk were just so caring, so kind, giving me my tardy slip. I think they enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed getting a tardy slip. But they just made it fun, like good energy as soon as we got in, and then down the hall writing essays for Miss Ginkle, and those essays are terrible. They are just horrendous. But she made us push ourselves. She appealed to our competitive nature, appealed to everything she needed, like she learned about us, and then took that and drove us to write better papers and essays. Miss Sutton, for instance, she cared absolutely so much, and it's incredible to have someone care about each of her students like that. And then up and down the hallways, me and my classmates had just a great time messing with teachers as much as we could, but in a friendly manner, because they would mess with us right back, and it just made it so enjoyable. We used to play tag with Miss Tucker, and apparently this means you can't get tagged, and she'd stand outside of her door just sitting like this right here, just waiting for one of us to try. And so we tried, but she's a master, can't get past it. But each day coming in, each day just going through the process, and no, honestly, there's one thing I never wanted to wake up early and then go to school, but once I got there, waking up was the hardest part of the day, and that is awesome to think about. And I am forever grateful for everyone associated with Centerpoint, faculty, staff, teachers, for everything they did to make it an enjoyable experience, while also coming in and getting our jobs done. Us learning, them teaching, trying to build ourselves and prepare ourselves for the world. And I am forever grateful for that, because I really do feel like they did a tremendous job. Each and every one of you for doing what you do, taking time in your lives to getting to know us, allowing us to get to know you, and building these relationships and experiences that we carry the rest of our lives. Thank you very much, and go Knights.
My name is Gracie Cantrell, and I graduated with the class of 2018. I just want to say thank you to a couple teachers who really stood out my senior year. Moving back for my senior year was really hard for me, but Coach Mounts, he's my best friend. He was always there to talk, and I'm really thankful for him. Miss Moon, CBA with freshmen, let me tell you, that's got to be hard sometimes for a senior, but it was good, and she helped me out. She's a very kind lady, and I'm so blessed to have her as a teacher this year. Coach McCrary, I could talk about him all day long. He is probably one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. He was patient with me through soccer. This is my first year of soccer, and I loved it, and I wish I could be there for more. He's a great teacher, a great person and all. He's funny, he's a little bit sassy at times, but overall, they're all great teachers, and I think Centerpoint was blessed with some good faculty.
A teacher that really went above and beyond the line of duty for me was Miss Sutton. Miss Sutton was there for me when I had some hard times at home. She really made me feel like school was a safe place. She also opened up her room to me when my reading part of my ACT wasn't up to par with everything else. And she had practice tests ready for me, and I came in there every day and worked on it. And because of that, I got my ACT score high enough to get a bigger scholarship. And I really appreciate everything that she's done. And for me, that's the teacher that's went above and beyond.
I think there's something special about all of the teachers at Centerpoint because they all seem to just care about you as a person. Not just your scores or how you're doing in their class, but they care about your character and how your life is going outside of school, not just in the classroom. And when I think of teachers who have specifically influenced me, I think of two people that come to mind. The first one is Miss McRae, because I'm a digital filmmaking major, so I don't do math. But in her class I did, and I was able to, and I understood because she had a way of teaching that even I got, where she would make sure that everybody knew what was going on, and everybody was on the same page before she would move on. And she just made it interesting. And she was always like so unique and funny and carefree, but she was such a good teacher. And then Coach Harless also would be the second one, because he always pushed me to, or not really pushed, but encouraged me to get out of Glenwood and to go have the college life and to go somewhere farther away. And I did. I moved here to Conway, and he always told me that I would thrive in this setting, and I have. And he always pushed me to be what I wanted to be and to pursue things that weren't necessarily practical, like digital filmmaking. And here I am making movies in Conway, so he was just super cool, and I think that Centerpoint has a lot of really great teachers.
My name is Courtney, and I just graduated a few months ago, and here I am a few weeks away from going into college at Henderson, and I can definitely say that I feel like I'm prepared from my Centerpoint family, and they taught me more than academics. They shaped me to the person I am today. My Centerpoint mom was Miss Sims. I could always go to her about anything, and she was always there for me in school, out of school. I had her number. We texted all the time. Coach Watts putting in endless amounts of time with helping me with math, because math is definitely not my strong subject, and we both know that. Helping me with college algebra and pre-cal, and I will definitely be calling him to help me with pre-cal. And all the coaches at Centerpoint have really shaped me to the person I am today. They're really great examples of spiritual leaders, even though they picked on me. Mr. Martin for making anatomy so much fun and so much easier to learn. That anatomy ended up being my favorite subject, and I ended up being the best in my class. And it made me realize that the medical field went through a really tough time during my junior into senior year, and each teacher was there for me. Coach Mounts especially. Coach Mounts is a great teacher, and he's just a great friend to have. So I just want to say thank you, Centerpoint, for blessing me with such a great experience at Centerpoint High.
Okay, this is really hard. Since I was basically raised in that school, I haven't been able to narrow it down to one teacher. When you're raised there, you have to like everyone because you're there all the time. So I've narrowed it down to 3. And in no particular order, let's get started. Coach Bright. AP Environmental was my favorite class as far as book learning class. I loved it so much that that's what made me decide to go and get a bachelor's degree in natural resource management. And Coach Bright, I got to say, you were way better than any college professor I had involving environmental science or natural resources. I thoroughly enjoyed learning, and I couldn't wait to get in that class and learn stewardship of the land and everything. And I picked a college degree over it, so thank you for that. Next is Mr. Finley. I couldn't have asked for a better teacher that was also my friend. All the conventions, the fairs, all the contests, I had so much fun. The most fun I had in school was getting to walk down to that ag building every day and go work in the shop or go do stuff for the FFA. And I couldn't ask for a better friend, especially involving the passing of Ryan, and you were always there for me, and I can never thank you enough for that. And then finally, this woman, She may not be in a classroom, but she still fits the definition of a teacher, and that's Miss Benjamin. As far as someone that installs knowledge and wisdom and passes that on to people, the Quiz Bowl days, that got me through college. My ability to learn and memorize information, I used every bit of my Quiz Bowl skills that she taught us for every midterm, every final, and I couldn't have made it through college without that. So those three, Coach Bright, Mr. Finley, and Miss Benjamin, I can't thank y'all enough. Instilled so much in me, and I'm so grateful.
Miss Sutton is one teacher that comes to mind when I think of a teacher who went above and beyond their classroom duties. During my senior year, my classmates and I were all very stressed about the lengthy process of applying for colleges and applying for scholarships to help pay for them. Miss Sutton understood the importance of the process we were going through and understood that we all had very busy lives. I appreciate Miss Sutton for her extra time and support in helping to prepare us for college so I could receive the degree that I have today.
So during my time at Centerpoint, there were a couple teachers that I really appreciated. One of them was Miss Tucker. Besides being just a really good teacher, I remember that she was just really welcoming to us, and she would make herself available to us too. She would always tell us, my doors are open if you ever need anything, if you ever need to talk about anything, if you need help with anything. And she also really tried to get to know us like on a personal level. And something that she still does today is that every time we go to Centerpoint graduation, she goes out of her way to say hello to us, and she asks us how we're doing, how our families are doing, how we're doing in college. And I don't know, it's just interesting to know that, or it's neat to know that your teacher cares about you even after you've left. Another teacher that I really appreciate from Centerpoint is Coach Holt. He was my very first basketball coach when I moved to Centerpoint in the 7th grade, and I just remember he made me feel really comfortable. He was very kind. He was very encouraging, because those first couple weeks at Centerpoint made it a lot easier. He was very nice, and he also tried to get to know my family, which is something that I really appreciated. And even to this day, my grandparents still ask me about him, how he's doing. They ask because he took the time. You know, he went out of his way to get to know them and to make them feel welcome at Centerpoint. So both Miss Tucker and Coach Holt, they were really great people that I can look up to, and that really took the time to make me feel welcome, me and my family welcome.
When I think about Centerpoint High School and the years I spent there, I think about the faculty and how much they influenced my life and how much they pushed me to do better. Starting with, just everyone there, but starting with the coaches and how they pushed me to do my best and to work hard. And really, I've learned, I haven't been out of high school long, but as I've transitioned into college, I've learned that just working hard will get you a long ways. And even when it's not fun, it's not easy. And then another thing that really helped me, a faculty member, is Miss Tucker. She was throughout chemistry and biology. She was really tough, and I thought, what in the world, why is she being so tough on us? But when I got to college and got to my biology classes in college, it was not even as hard, I don't think. Miss Tucker made it so much easier in college, and I learned so much from her. The last one I have to talk about is Miss Sutton. Miss Sutton was such a mother to me, and it's kind of weird. I didn't expect a teacher for me to be, I could be comfortable calling her mom, but it was so nice, and I always could go there with any questions I had, and I know that she was going to give me an answer for the best and also from her heart. I know that throughout the years you probably think, well, maybe I'm not making that big of an impact, but you are, and just keep on working, and you're affecting a lot of lives in a very positive way. And I hope you all have a great school year this year, and thank you for all that y'all have done for me.